I'm going to state this yet again. If you think I'm trying to overhype the situation, even Aaron Murray, former Georgia quarterback, he has expressed his concerns. Now, as far as it goes for Georgia, how much is this going to affect them? Is it time to freak out? Here's my 2 cents on that. I don't care. I'm throwing this in at the very beginning of this video. Can somebody please explain to me in the comment section, what is a college football meme review? I want to say I think I know what Joshua was referring to. Maybe he's talking about something on Reddit, but I don't know exactly what he's talking about. So please fill me in the comment section. Hold on. Before we go any further, I'm scrolling in the comment section trying to see if someone's going to explain this college football meme review. And I see this. Parker said, Will Howard going to be the most underrated quarterback in the country next year. Don't switch up when he goes crazy. Hashtag Matt be eating toes. Alright, buddy. You know what? No. We're skipping strike one. One more of those and you're banned. I don't play around with toes. That's nasty. That comment is so vile. You know how bad of a comment you got to write for you to skip strike one? This is history. We've never skipped strike one before on the channel. Let me make this clear for everyone else. This is your disclaimer. Learn from his mistakes. I don't want to see any hashtags involving Matt and toes from here on out. Heck to the no. And look, if you like toes, I ain't a hater. That's your own thing. But me, heck no. What does this video even turn into? Okay, Matt, lock in. Sorry. I apologize. We got to get down to business. This video's all over the place. Hope you guys don't mind. But we got to talk about what's going on with Georgia. Now, some of you may or may not remember, I'll pop up this video on your screen right here where we talked about how Georgia lost 18 players already. If you want some more information and insight on that, feel free to check out this video you see right here. And we're pretty much in this video going to piggyback off of that video because Georgia has lost not one, not two, not three, not four, but five, count them, five-star recruits. I know that's a mouthful and a tongue twister. Say that 3 times in a row. 5-5-star recruits. 5-5-star. Well, I guess it ain't that hard, but you get what I'm trying to say. And what makes this such an intriguing topic is because normally when you see teams like Texas, Alabama, Georgia, all these big-time teams lose every single year about, what is it, roughly 15, 20 players to the portal. What does everybody say? What all the fans say? Oh, yeah, well, they were scrubs, they didn't play, and blah, 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 blah. You know how it goes. And for the most part, it's true. You don't see too many 5-star recruits entering the portal. You may see 1, at max 2 enter the portal that didn't pan out, but you don't see this many. And I've been following this situation very closely, and I've had quite a few people ask me this question. Yo, Matt, does Georgia have a development problem? What's going on there? And I've been putting this video off because I've been watching how things are unfolding behind the scenes. But now I think I have some of those answers that a lot of you are looking for. We got a couple of minor topics to speak on, and this video has been way too long. Look, don't hate me. I apologize. It happens, but all right, Matt, blah, blah, blah. Shut the crap up. Now without further ado, let's get into it. All right, first things first, I gotta talk about this. I was gonna talk about it yesterday, but there's so much other stuff going on. Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss, and Pete Golden, they are putting together a masterclass. They are absolutely killing the transfer portal, and if you've been keeping up with Ole Miss football, you know what I'm talking about. But more importantly, and I'll just share this with y'all because I think this honestly deserves its own video, but I'll give you a little teaser. It looks like the former #1 overall recruit in the nation, Walter Nolan, who just left A&M, he may be going to Ole Miss as well. It is being stated, quote unquote, between Walter Nolan and Ole Miss, they got something cooking over there. I'll just show this to you right here. Since the portal has opened, Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin have added 9, count them, 9 players. I'm not going to go down here and read off the list and hype all of them up. You can do that for yourself. But I definitely thought this was worth talking about and throwing in there because Ole Miss is one of those programs where it's very strange because they have somewhat high expectations, but they don't have the same expectations and standards of Alabama and Georgia. Now, they're not an elite of an elite program, but their goal is to win, I'd say, around 10 and best case scenario, 11 games a year. They're always going to get really good players, but they're never going to get the great players, if that makes sense. But I don't know. If they get Walter Nolan, shoot, man, that's going to be a legendary transfer portal class. Oh, I like this comment. This is really controversial. It's a slippery slope. You use a transfer portal like this, and you don't have a lot of people wanting to come to your school as a recruit out of high school. And I agree. I've stated that's the dark side of the portal because now these coaches, they're more so focused on getting a transfer portal kid than a high school 5-star recruit or 4-star recruit. Because you get a guy out of the transfer portal, you know he's already developed and he's ready to go. With a high school kid, you probably got to wait about, 1-2 years? There's not too many Minka Fitzpatricks and Caleb Downs just roaming around out there. Those are unicorns. If you know what I'm talking about, you know Caleb Downs, whew, that dude's a beast. We should have just made this a separate video because I could talk about this for 10, 12, 14 minutes, and we might do that in the up and coming days, so stay tuned. There's a lot of great stuff going on there at Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin, and I'm excited to see it. Unfortunately, though, we are going to move on to our second topic, and it involves a team we haven't spoke on in a while, and that's Penn State. I'm only talking about this for 45 seconds, but I did have a couple people send it to me, so I did want to speak on it. This was somewhat going viral on Twitter as making its rounds. It's got right at 1 million views. Show it to you right here. Next season, Penn State will be returning a 5-star quarterback and a 5-star running back. Penn State just received a crystal ball for 5-star wide receiver Julian Fleming, Ohio State transfer. Continuing along, Penn State will likely have a top 3 to 5 defense again. The talk is all about Michigan, Ohio State, Oregon, Washington, USC, etc. for the Big Ten next season, when you can make a real case for Penn State being the #1 team in the conference. Penn State will not play Michigan next season either. And that's all I'm reading about this. I don't care what their schedule looks like. Guess what? I don't think anybody else, will not be taking Penn State seriously, and I've said this for the past 3 years, until they prove to me they can beat Michigan or Ohio State. End the conversation. I refuse to talk about them. There's nothing to be said. They beat the sucky teams. They can't beat the big-time teams. Sorry, I'm not sorry. Beat Michigan or Ohio State, then we'll talk. Getting that out the way, though, moving along here to the main topic of the main encore, the main reason you clicked onto this video. What in the world is going on in Athens, Georgia? Well, we meet again, because it feels like we was just talking about this a couple days ago, and in reality, we were. But we got to talk about it again. It happens, and I don't think you guys will mind too much, because Georgia's a hot topic. I don't know how to ease into this. We're getting straight into it, and I'm going to state this yet again. If you think I'm trying to overhype the situation, even Aaron Murray, former Georgia quarterback, he has expressed his concerns. So if you don't want to take my word for it, that's cool. But how about you take Aaron Murray's word for it? I think he holds a lot of credibility and a lot of weight to some Georgia fans. He has stated, quote unquote, I don't know if I've ever seen this many 5-stars leave a program before. What in the world is happening in Athens? These type of recruits not liking all the competition? We talked all about it, and I'll give you a quick refresher. Here's your 5 5-stars that have left. 5-star quarterback Brock Vandagriff didn't shock anybody because Beck's coming back. But here is a shocking one. 5-star edge Marvin Jones Jr., and he just committed to Florida State. That caught some people off guard. Then 5-star cornerback A.J. Harris, he departed. Another 5-star cornerback, Nyland Green, he left, and all these guys left. 5-star linebacker Xavier Sorey. I'm not going to sit up here and rant and rave and tell you how good these guys are because they're 5-star recruits. You should know they're pretty dang good. But here's what I will do. I asked you guys in that video, you tell me, Georgia fans, or you tell me, college football fans, why do you think these guys are leaving? I have not even taken a look at the comment section. You're going to get my live reaction to it, so let's check out some of the top comments here. The Groudon said, thank you for this comment also. He's got a line as his profile pic. I like that. The transfer portal and NIL is one of the biggest reasons for this. From now on, after every season, it's going to be a wild free agent frenzy. Keeping a core together for more than a year or two is going to be dang near impossible, and I agree. That's a great comment. Thank you for that. Here we go. I think we got a Georgia fan here because I see the end of the comment. It says, go Dogs. Matt, a lot of these players are being targeted and then poached by other teams for money. I'm a Georgia fan, but I can't blame a kid for leaving for more playing time and a significant amount of money. Go Dogs. That is a really great comment, and that is something I haven't thought about. How did I not think about that? He's 100% right because, yeah, now that I think about it, these Georgia players are being poached by other teams. Because what's happening is you got all these 4- and 5-star recruits on the bench at Georgia just waiting to get their turn. Meanwhile, you got these coaches calling them and texting them saying, hey, if you came here, you'd be a starter right away. That's a really great comment. Thank you again, but let's take a look at this one. Good luck to all 18 of those guys. We appreciate them being dogs, and you can't knock them for pursuing what they think are better situations for themselves. Go Dogs. Hey, man, that's what I'm saying. Georgia fans, at least on my channel, and from my interactions with them, they've been nothing but great. But when I go on Twitter, Instagram, everywhere else, and when other people talk about them, they just talk about how bad they are, and I just disagree. And I get it, everybody's interaction's different, and perspective's key. But at least on our channel, Georgia fans have been nothing short of awesome. That's the only word I'm going to use, awesome. They're very respectable. They show respect, so it's easy to reciprocate that energy. Take a look at this comment. 17 Georgia players hit the portal last year. Some were 5-stars. Only difference is that people are seeing it sooner because they were in the playoffs. Not a big deal. Georgia will be fine. Whoa, take a look at this comment. Georgia has so much depth. Schools like Georgia and Bama are going to become a funnel for other programs like Miami, USC, Penn State, etc. to NIL to pick from. Just watch. I can't go into too much detail here, but let's just say Miami, they giving out the bag to anyone and everyone that wants it. We'll go with one more comment here. Perfect for college football. Coaches can't just lie and stack up on these 5-stars. These kids need to play. Spread the talent out. I think that's so funny because that is what Nick Saban did. That is how he built the dynasty up at Alabama. He was just stacking up the 4- and 5-star recruits. And everybody was so baffled at how Alabama never fell off, and there wasn't anything complicated about it because while you had, your starters playing, Nick Saban was developing these 4 and 5 stars. So by the time they started playing, they were already fully developed. But I think in college football, that's going to be a thing of the past. And actually, Noah, we'll go one more comment from Cloak. And shout out to Cloak, man. This guy's been commenting on so many videos. I see you. Great supporter of the channel, and I appreciate you. He stated, these kids want to play immediately. Even true freshmen are transferring after just 1 year, which is insane within itself because they didn't even give it time. It's hard to go to Georgia and start immediately with all that talent on the roster. NIL plays a huge role in this as well, as long with the lack of transfer portal rules and regulations. Another good comment there from Cloak per usual. And with all that being said, I'm going to give you my 2 cents. I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. I think this is nothing more than these 5-star recruits. They just want to play. It's as simple as that. I don't even think it's a money thing. It is more so of they want to play. Period. The end. Now, as far as it goes for Georgia, how much is this going to affect them? Is it time to freak out? Here's my 2 cents on that. Me personally, I don't think it's too big of a deal, and I wouldn't get too worked up over it. And I really don't even understand why Aaron Murray's too worked up over it. My only conclusion is I think a lot of people out here who cover college football are having a hard time getting used to the new modern era. What is happening at Georgia and what's going to happen at other schools continuing here on out, this is the new normal. So you might as well buckle up, strap in, and get used to it because nothing's going to change. It's going to be this way until who knows when. And this also just goes to attest at how loaded Georgia is because I don't even think it's going to hurt them too much. And they're losing 5 5-star recruits. And your average fan doesn't understand it, but this is the reason why teams like Ole Miss can't beat Georgia and Alabama. There's so much talent on Georgia and Alabama's roster. It's utterly ridiculous. It almost isn't even fair for them to play teams like Ole Miss. And it's not me throwing a shot at Ole Miss. I'm just trying to give you a perspective. I think these second stringers at Alabama and Georgia more than likely would either A, still be competing with Ole Miss, or B, they'd still be beating them. That's how good Alabama and Georgia are. There's many more things I could say. I'll end it off there. Let me know your thoughts down below about that. Robert!